Yes, I still have not completed intro, so it's the weekly countdown. How did I miss it? Darn it! Anyways, everybody, welcome to the Toy Duo, where we talk about everything: action figures, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Let me mention McFarlane. Somebody said if you say a bunch of these like keywords in the first 5 minutes or whatever, that YouTube picks up on it and helps promote the video or whatever. That's kind of why I'm doing it.
Toys, action figures, collecting.
Yes. This week it's Sir Eric Brown has joined us. Hello, Eric.
Howdy ho.
And then we got Duo John up in the corner who is off grabbing some food. He's going to be eating on camera today. He'll probably turn his camera off a bunch of times. Say hello, John. All right, there you go. John said hello. And joining us this week is Dave from Dave's Dimensions. Thank you for coming along for the ride, Dave.
Always. Doing good. I'm above ground. A little congested, a little stuffed up, so I might be muting my mic a few times. Nice. But I'm psyched for next week. I'm traveling to New York City. There's something going on there next week.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
New York Comic-Con.
Oh, New York. Oh, cool.
New York
and
City
Joel's
Comic-Con.
Joining us. Check this out. Ways of the Sith is jumping in. Ways of the Sith had posted on Twitter, since you mentioned you're going to New York Comic-Con, he is in dire need of somebody that's going to go pick up a very special book for him. And so he's hoping that you will do that for him.
I've been looking for that Inquisitor book signed. Me and Vern thought I would be able to get one for free after all the work I've done promoting this book. But no one from Del Rey has reached out.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
We're just not that big or that important.
No. So you guys check this Wolverine out. Eric, you get yours?
I haven't gotten mine yet. No.
Oh,
I only got him and Magneto, but they haven't shipped.
Oh, you didn't get the whole
thing? Out in the store and then left it on the peg.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you probably have like 12 Wolverines, right? This is my only Wolverine. Yeah. So this one, to me, like this is the one I was waiting for with the hood and the
yellow and the black stripes. Yeah. The one that my pinnacle one is that one in the brown uniform. I like that guy.
Mm. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I got the rest of them like in card, but this one I bought two of because I had to.
Yeah. They haven't hit us yet.
No.
It's been 97. It hasn't hit Buffalo yet. So as soon as they do, I want to get. My top ones is I got to get Bishop. I got to get Wolverine at least.
Bishop is. Hold on, Bishop is really, really, really like.
My buddy picked up Bishop for me, so I know I'm getting him at some point.
I was super impressed with him. I couldn't get over it. Like all of them, the whole wave looks great, but this one in Wolverine, I was like, wow.
I mean, like that Hasbro, he's your newest sales.
Newest shill.
I mean, I would have preferred if they gave him the
at Ways of the Sith. I will gladly take free stuff.
I mean, I would have
Ways of the Marvel.
I would have preferred if they would have gave him his little mullet that he kind of had back in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
or the 90s.
Yeah. This is supposed to be like a combination for the newer show. Like now he's got they in like the newer comics he's got the short like crew cut and he wears a totally different outfit, but they did like a weird blend between the two.
Okay.
Magneto would have been nice with like a removable helmet, but they've yet to do that with him. Yeah, it's just molded on.
All right. Before we get into some of the show stuff, let's say hello to some people in the chat. I want to say hi to Gap. He was here first. Saying hello to everybody. Dave's Dimension is pulling double duty by being in the chat and on the show at the same time. Sir Eric Brown has also decided to join us in the chat and on the show. And the two of them are saying hello to each other in the chat because
it's Inception.
Hello to each other across the screen.
We traveled back in time, so that's how we did
it. You've been going through those spaghetti doors, huh?
Jonathan Redmond is saying, evening to all, collecting
What's up,
stars and sub cool kids. Let's see.
Yeah, dude is making his return tonight.
Let's start the show. When you got to time your breaks a little bit better. Anyways, he probably not even around anymore for this because he's busy working. Duffman's Dioramas has joined us.
What's up, everyone?
Dino from Geek Strong is saying hello. He's going to drop out. He's not going to hear one thing that we're saying about him. So that's
He'll be here
good.
at 7. He'll be here at 7. Dino's hour show is at 7.
Dandy's going to pass because he's got 24 Wolverines in his collection. And
See, I don't pick up a lot of Marvel Legends. Like the Legends that I do pick up are usually like clearance stuff. I did pick up a couple of, like the plastic-free box sets, like the Deadpool. But most of my stuff, I really just do the Spider-Man retro card wave, which is like all on the wall. And so when the X-Men '97 stuff came, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get that on card. Like that, they tugged at my heartstrings by having it on the card. So.
Okay, so Dre,
there's
the collector safe space has jumped in. We got 2 people on the live stream who are eating live. In the past, what the host has done, who regularly ate on camera, would just tilt his computer like this, and you would only see his eyes for a good portion of the show.
So, what did you? Can I ask? What did we all think of the finale? Did it deliver? Are you confused?
Okay, in a minute.
Okay.
First, I want to say, Dave, this is the first time you've been on the Toy Duo. Tell us what's going on over at Dave's Dimensions YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, Dave's Dimensions has been kind of like all over the place, trying to do some game streams, still doing, I mean, as you can see, I got a lot of unboxes to do. Also, going to New York City Comic Con next week, so I'm hoping to get some footage with that.
Nice.
But I've also partnered up with Dre of Collector Safe Space, and we now have a shared channel called the Outer Dimensions Podcast, where we review, past movies.
Oh, cool.
We do like different themes. We just finished up Hispanic Heritage Month, so we're featuring different. Like this one, this past week was Hispanic horror. Some Guillermo del Toro films. Just we just do like different themes. It's just 2 guys, having a live stream talking about movies.
Did you talk about La Llorona and the Chupacabra and some of those things, or was it just horror movies made by? It was
just a few different collections from a Hispanic. We did one that 1 week for Hispanic Heritage. We're doing like a La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, just some classics. 1 week we did Hispanic family movies. So, we mixed it up. Now it's Halloween, so we're going to be, this week, we're doing family friendly. So we're actually featuring Monster Squad.
Okay.
Hocus Pocus.
No. Monster Squad, Army of Darkness, and Scary Movie.
Okay.
Scary Movie is not family friendly.
Mixture. Well, it can be argued because family friendly doesn't necessarily mean 6 years and under. It could be 14 and 15-year-olds. So it's just shared consensus.
Is it PG-13? I saw it.
I think that one might have been PG-13.
Freaking movie.
I just watched Haunted Mansion this morning.
I need to watch that.
The new one.
I really, really enjoyed it a lot. Like I thought for all the criticism it got for underperforming,
it's the new one, not the Eddie Murphy one, right?
No, the new one.
The new one's on Disney Plus,
and it was very, very good and entertaining. Yeah. I thought they found a way to really incorporate and pay homage to the ride by like having everything from the ride included in it, but gave it its own twist to the story. I thought they did a phenomenal job. I was really, really impressed with it.
Yeah, hold on. So before I go watch it, what did you think of Jungle Cruise?
Me?
Yes.
It's not bad. That's the Rock one. The Rock and Emily Blunt.
Movie. Fun.
It's okay. Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't bad.
I won't say whether I'm going to watch Haunted Mansion now.
Vern doesn't like The Rock.
Haunted Mansion.
I'm not a huge fan of The Rock either.
So I'm not from. I don't know the lead actor's name, but I've seen him in other stuff, and he was in the Western that just came out on Netflix maybe last year with the guy who plays Kang, Jonathan Majors, and he was phenomenal in that. And then he was in that Bullet Train movie or whatever the train movie.
I know who you're talking about now.
He
the heavier set guy.
No. The African American guy that's the lead in Haunted Mansion. He was phenomenal in Haunted Mansion too.
No, but
Like,
he was in Bullet Train. He was the kind of like a stockier kind of guy.
No, that was the guy from Eternals.
Yes. Yeah. That was the guy from Eternal.
Different guy.
Yeah. I
By the way,
really
So I'll have to watch it.
Western
Really
movies, The Old Way is a freaking awesome movie.
I love Western. I wish they would take more. That's his name, Lakeith what?
Stanfield.
Okay, he's
That's
he's
who
a
you're talking
he's a fantastic actor. Everything I've seen him in previously, like he always kills. The Jonathan Majors Western movie, he's really awesome in it. He plays Wild Bill or Silent Bill, something like that. And
Okay, I just looked him up. Okay,
yeah,
He was in like Knives Out or something, right?
yes, I think so. He's been in like a lot of stuff. Like once you see him, you recognize him from other stuff. And I feel like this movie, like he put on a really great performance. Rosario Dawson was good in it, and Danny DeVito and Owen Wilson were fun.
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately, after your
it's
Jungle
Rosario
Cruise,
Dawson,
after
so
your
I
Jungle
mean,
Cruise review,
it was okay. I
believe you
didn't
anymore.
I didn't hate Jungle Cruise, but I liked this because it wasn't like hokey and like over the top like the Eddie Murphy one was. It was more like serious with a really good story to it about.
I refused to watch the Eddie Murphy one because I just heard it. I heard it was so terrible. I'm just like, no, I'm not.
It's forgettable.
Yeah. It was good. Like it was funny like for the time. But I like the Muppets one. The Muppets one's not bad.
Oh yeah.
It took me 7 years to watch Pluto Nash. Okay, just so trust me. I feel bad for Eddie. He needs a good.
Right.
I watch everything
us
regardless of
anytime.
whether it's good or bad. I literally have probably seen every. If you name a movie, I've probably seen it. If you name a TV show, I've probably seen it.
Did you guys get Grumpy
I
Qui-Gon?
always have something on. No,
No.
I don't have that one yet. I don't
He
think.
is horrible. Like what
Why
were
do
they?
you buy the ghost figures? They're all
So
bad.
like I love the box set, the new one they did, the 3-pack. Those three look great. That Anakin is awesome, but
That looks like Karen
Are his
Qui-Gon.
arms like stuck like that? Like I don't
no,
know.
I posed
like that.
I posed him like that because of the expression on his face. Like they couldn't give all the other Force ghosts are happy, they're smiling, and then you got him looking like Yoda pissed in his cornflakes. Like
No, because he's all upset about. Okay. Anyways,
I think that's exactly.
It doesn't look so bad.
I think that's exactly the face I would make if Yoda came over and pissed
So,
on
like-
my cornflakes. So yeah,
So when you compare it to the other ones, though, it's lacking paint where the other ones have it, and then the expression, it just makes it look very off. Like I bought it to keep it as a set. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
and
it
it
does not look
doesn't
good.
go. It doesn't go. It's not a good one. Like, I gotta say, I would wait that one out on clearance.
okay. Before we do answer your question about Ahsoka, let's do some of our regular business first.
Okay.
So here's the thumbnail. You can see I put team over duo because that's kind of a placeholder for a name change. I did put like a poll in the chat. So I did the toy team, the action figure team, and keep thinking about it. So let me know what you guys think. We'll check on that poll as the show goes on. But so far, I think like it might be keep thinking about it as winning.
You're not thinking about any of the ones that were suggested in the group chat?
Was that, were there some in here?
Yeah, like Collectors United New Toys.
Yeah, and then tits.
Oh no, I'm not thinking about any of that. You guys gotta remember.
What was it? Toy?
This is what you got to remember. Like on my channel, I want it to be a little bit more family friendly.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with Collectors United New Toys?
Okay, anyway, let's do the HasLab update because I don't think this guy's gonna make it at this point. Last week it was so I took this picture last week on Friday night. It was 4,900, but I think on Saturday when we talked about it, it was just over 5,000. So it's over 50%. This week they're at a whopping 5,571 backers. So they're only about a little more than halfway. They're not making pretty good numbers. They have 16 days. Show of hands, who thinks that this is going to get back?
What are they standing at now? Halfway, and they got
55.71. 55.71.
They'll probably get at least, I'd say, another 3,000 maybe in the 16 days if people are waiting out. But I don't know if that backs, and if it does, it just barely backs.
Nope,
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna get back. No way.
No.
I don't think it's going to back either, but I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt if people are holding out on it like they normally do with HasLabs.
I don't know. See, my problem is I don't know like how they spark any more interest, because basically the tiers are zombie faceplate and a scroll head, and then you get some like eyes looking in different directions. It's not super exciting. $199 is a pretty good price for a 24-inch figure, in my opinion. But I don't know what more of a draw they can do. So it's like you either had to have wanted it or not. And I don't see why if you really wanted it. I mean, I think 5,000 people obviously were good to go on it.
Well, like me and John were saying, me and John were talking about it last week, how people have this already. Like it's you.
They don't have it. They have a 12-inch one,
but it's like
double the size
space and everything else. Like you run out of room very quick with these big figures. Galactus. That's why I sold Galactus and the Sentinel, because I just couldn't put them anywhere. They're too massive.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Something like this. I mean, what I would have thought would have been great is, I mean, it's a massive figure by itself. But I don't, I didn't have Sentinel or nor Galactus, so I can't really talk too much about it. But I mean, I would think like something like this might be maybe a little top heavy in some spots. What about a base that's kind of like a diorama piece, like crushed ground that have footprints?
I think a building would be cool,
or something like that. Yeah, a building would be like some kind of diorama type piece.
So here's what I was thinking about the building. I was thinking about it over the weekend, Dave. We talked about a building before. What if the box was designed to look like a building?
Yeah, that would be a smart move.
The box behind him, and he was standing in front of a building.
I mean, didn't they kind of do that with like Galactus's box was
the
part of like a GIJOE or whatever?
It's
it was it's got a picture of Galactus on it.
Yeah, but if you flip it to the other side, it's spaced. It's just a blank. It's made so if you put it behind him, it's made to look like space. Yeah, flip the box around.
I don't have it, but I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Yeah,
I got it.
That's a bad Dio.
It's a big box, though. That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you display that box with Galactus in front of it, which is how I had it previously, like in the other place, it takes up so much room.
Would a fancy but would like I have no interest in this, not because I don't think it's cool, just because I'm not huge into Marvel Legends, but
I'm not a big Avengers fan. Like if the box like had like a Dio as a part of it, like the backside was a building or whatever. Would that really make you like? Would that like be what makes you pull the trigger?
No,
it might convince me that like, oh, okay, well, this is a way that I could display the guy. I think what would be cool is if the whole box was designed kind of like multiple buildings and maybe some open space or something, and you know that part where the seam comes together on the box when you fold 4 times, you break that seam and it flips out, and then
like inside out the box.
Yeah, then one side is like the city or something like that. But I mean, at this point, they don't have anything else to say about this.
Because I think that's it. I think that they exhausted their options for their price point for it, and that's it. Like I think that's pretty much. I mean,
so that's where it stands.
Did you see the Boba Fett thing? Like, I didn't realize it. Did either of you? Maybe Eric. Eric actually bought it, so he might have realized it when he bought it. But did you realize that Boba Fett thing was scaled big enough to fit Black Series figures on it?
What the throne room?
Yeah.
Well, not like you need to have those extensions that Lance Speeder Luke.
But I'm just saying, were you aware of that at the time of the purchase, that it was scaled?
Because I didn't like. I'm sure you could kind of like squeeze it, but my intention was always to put TVC.
I'm just saying,
is it really scaled, or do you have to buy some extensions?
So you buy the 3D, you buy the extension.
So somebody created a way to click into the additional pieces, but it's not scaled.
But what I'm saying, the building itself, the actual piece of the Boba throne room is scaled big enough that it sits next to Black Series figures. So now if you were Hasbro, why wouldn't you put that in motion originally and say, hey, guess what? We're going to
release it next year for the Black Series. and
Like,
make more money.
They're not going to do that.
To me,
Anyway,
it just
But they don't really fit. Like I don't think they really fit well. I saw the example and I guess it's interesting, but like to me, it's kind
his
of
example is Photoshop. So you'd have to actually measure it next to an actual Black Series to see how they scale. But with that kit, that's what I'm talking about. The actual base being scaled big enough. If you were doing the jump, why not just think of it that way and market it that way and sell it to people? You would have sold 10 times more of them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else other than that. It's like if it's scaled and it's already that size in the box that when you buy it, and all that you could have done is added 3 pieces to it to make it fit Black Series.
It was already pretty expensive.
Wouldn't you do it? But I'm saying to add 3 pieces to the set and charge maybe another $50 for Black Series. You know how many more of them they would have sold?
I'd rather they put that plastic with the Black Series Jabba to get the Deus.
There you go. That would have been a perfect idea. That would have been
said that, but Chris from Hasbro said there's no way that's happening because it would have increased the price too much. Yeah.
I'm just saying, when I saw that, I was like, are you kidding me? They left millions and millions of dollars on the table then by not thinking of 3 pieces of plastic to add into that set to make it for both scales. You would have sold another 100,000 units of that. It would have been no-brainer.
I don't think they had. I don't get the impression that they had problems selling it. But
I'm not saying they had problems selling it. I'm saying from a profit standpoint of a company that wants to make money, wouldn't you want to make as much money as possible on a product as opposed to limiting yourself when it's there? Like if it's already scaled to fit, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of analysis they ran.
I got to look at the pictures. I'm going to argue with you about it, whether it's already scaled to fit, but I think it was modified to work. But I don't know if it
It was modified to sort of work, right? Like,
So anyways, let's move on. Shout out of the week. If you're not following David on Instagram, I went and checked out his Instagram this week at the behest of a friend, Connor from Foolish Figures. And I thought the pictures looked pretty good. So I think it's worthy of a shout out. So check it out. I pulled some pictures off.
That's nice.
I think they look great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool.
And then I pulled this one off because it's actually vintage figures, and I like when people do stuff with like the older figures as well. So I think that looks really cool. I wonder if those are candles. Do you think those are candles that he's using for tables?
Could be, or something he printed, or made, or found. That actually just looks like something like he found and made into a table.
No, that's the actual cantina.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, well,
I almost thought that was like the
I
didn't have any play sets as a kid.
I don't have any retro figures or vintage collection, so I don't know what you guys like.
And then I thought this was actually really cool.
That's
Indiana Jones.
That is
cool.
That's really cool.
Are you sure it's Indiana Jones and not
Yeah, I saw the ones next to it.
Lara Croft.
I think it's Lara Croft.
Okay. I don't think so. But anyways, that's David. If you're not following him on Instagram, I thought I'd just throw that out there. I did want to show before this one thing. You guys like dinosaurs?
Sure.
Not when they're like coming into my crops.
So this is Creative Beast Studios, and apparently they launched a Kickstarter this week, and it funded in like 2 days. Have you seen this?
Dino Riders? This is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, John.
Dino Riders.
That's what I was thinking just now.
I was so into this.
It's called Cyberzoic. They're 3.75-inch scale figures. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I surprised to find it quicker. One of the OG late, but rush. Okay.
How do I get this? Where do I go?
So this is on Kickstarter. So at Creative Beast Studios. And he's also made this Beast of the Mesozoic, which is, I think you can get through Big Bad and stuff like that. But this is a Kickstarter. It's open now. And basically what it is, it's like a new story. And it's supposedly there's been some sort of like world has been fighting like dinosaurs over time. And it's like now far in the future, mankind has kind of like survived. And they've sort of armored up dinosaurs, but like the dinosaurs look fantastic on here. I think they look really good. And then this is kind of the scale, right? 4-inch figures, dinos pretty big, and supposedly they like they've armored up like the dragons and the dinos and stuff like that. So it looks pretty cool. It's Cyberzoic.
I mean, they look really cool.
What the hell kind of things are these? So you can pledge $25 and just get the armor. What good does that do you?
Well, because you could have already had
the armor, but I don't have a dinosaur to put it on.
You could have already got the dinosaur from.
What if you got a second set of the armor to modify it?
Yeah, so fine, but still, that's a ridiculous pledge.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought it was kind of neat to hear that, like, it funded really quick, just a few days. It funded, so I thought
the tiger's cool looking.
Yeah, it's got kind of a He-Man Battle Cat vibe going on with the armor on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Is
want
something you guys would like be into?
Nah, I'd be into like.
I'm looking to. I'm figuring out how to get the freaking thing right now. I want to back it and get this freaking dinosaur.
Which one are you getting? The dino right here with the rider?
What, the whole set? Like, I'm trying to figure out how much it cost me for the whole set.
Good luck. Let me know.
But John, do you have room for it?
Make this mod, Vern? Did you take it or no? Did you end up making the mod on this or no?
No, I haven't opened mine yet.
Okay, you do have to cut on both sides of the mast to pull it, and then there's like a peg in the top, so that's how you can secure the helmet back on.
I may have to like get a second one to do that work, but
we'll
see.
Yeah,
let's see.
It just worked.
Marvel HasLab falling to Marvel team. I'm trying to catch up in the chat. I kind of fell behind. I'm surprised it hasn't funded quicker. Okay.
$450.
Yeah, I mean that's your whole budget right there, John.
I know. That's you get the Smilodon with his armor, you get the dragon with his armor, and the big like Allosaurus T-Rex type guy with his armor, and 2 action figures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says +4 more. What's the +4 more?
I think this like the Sabretooth would be kind of cool because I think it's probably big enough. It's not going to be oversized, right? Like a giant dinosaur, but I bet because it's supposed to be a dino, it's big enough that you could use it in a 6-inch scale and it would be about the size of probably what a tiger would be.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That would look cool, but I don't need the armor and shit with it. You know what I mean? Like
the idea is kind of cool, but I mean,
I'm not familiar with like what this was or is. So like I was thinking Turok, the game from like the early 90s.
I think what it is this Creative Beast Studios is the guy who created this Creative Beast Studios or whatever used to make stuff for McFarlane and NECA.
Okay.
And I guess worked on Spawn and some of those other things and then sort of created his own like line.
Gotcha.
Well, that's a pretty good resume to have though.
Yeah. Definitely is.
Yeah. They're making funny ways is just casually playing with the Vader's helmet.
Yeah.
All right. So that's some of the preliminary stuff. I wanted to show that off because I thought it was kind of interesting. I saw that pop up this week and Cyberzoic. So Waze asked earlier, and I'll preface it because I don't want to have like a 2-hour conversation about AHSOKA because we just had a 2-hour conversation about AHSOKA earlier this morning on Left Coast Graphics YouTube, and I think we covered everything and decided that it's just as good as The Last Jedi.
Really? Wow. That's where you went with it?
That's top tier Star Wars right there.
Oh, Jesus. Eric,
you gotta watch it to know how I feel about it. But anyways,
you were probably so let me ask, are you confused?
No.
You understood everything at the end?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even for never watching any of the shows? How did you deduce that? Like, how did you put 2 and 2 together then? Like, without knowing that back.
Ask me a question, specific thing that you think I would be confused about, and I'll tell you how I know about it.
How did you know who the statue was Balin was standing on?
What difference does it make?
They're
to the
going to
story that
explain-
to the series
Yeah.
we saw. What difference does knowing anything about those statues do for me with that series?
Vern's right at this point because they didn't go down that path yet.
Right. I mean,
They will.
there's
They
no
will.
plot
They'll-
that I needed. I didn't need to know anything about the statue except for, oh, he found a giant statue on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, they'll rehash and retell some part of the Mortis gods when they get to that point. So it wasn't necessary.
I'll tell you that my mom
Yeah.
said the same thing. She was just like, "Oh, those are pretty cool," and she goes, "It reminds me of Lord of the Rings." So those
That's what
statues are
everyone was
pointing.
saying.
She's like, "Those statues are pointing the way to that mountain," and I was like, "Yeah." And then I spoke up and told her who the statues were, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool," but she apparently didn't need to know it.
Exactly what John said. This guy's standing on a statue. It's obviously pointing the way. We
I
know he's looking for something that's supposed to give him some power. We already know that from earlier in the show. So this is he's halfway there.
I just assumed that you would have, because like I even Brian, like Brian's in the chat, he immediately was like, I don't get it. And he's like, I watched all the cartoons and I still don't get it. And I was like, once I explained it to him, he was like, I have to go back and watch those then again to like really understand. But it didn't like click for him right away. You know what I mean? So I could see why like some people would have found that extremely underwhelming, while other people were probably like freaking the fuck out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, like, oh my God, we are getting Mortis.
I could imagine my friends Derek and Daryl, who were like super into the Clone
Derek
Wars.
and Daryl and his other brother Daryl.
They're brothers. Yeah, they would have been sitting on the edge of the seat going, "Oh my God, did you see that?" Like, they would have been freaking out.
See, it's one of those things where it's like, for somebody who hasn't like delved into all the animated or read all the books or whatever, right? I didn't need to know what that was because I got the story already. I know that he showed.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, no, that was my main thing of like, I wasn't sure if you got it or you needed that other information.
Yeah, but for somebody like you, it adds something extra for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it made me,
and it brings up a question.
So it made me appreciate the whole entire season from a totally different perspective, especially because after it was done, I went and watched the Mortis arc again. And then when I watched the Mortis arc again,
hate it?
No, I love the
Rick puts the whole series at like a 0 now.
He gave it a 3. He gave it a 5.
That's mainly why, because I didn't feel like arguing with him this morning.
He gave it a 5.
So
listen, I gave the whole series an 8.
Yeah, I was 8.5 for the whole series.
I liked it, and once you knew the information of the finale, all the things encompassed, the stuff with Sabine and Ahsoka, the stuff with Balin, the stuff with Shin. When you go back and watch it again as a whole, it gives you a whole new appreciation for those first 4 episodes, because we were all sitting here trying to figure out what is going on with Ahsoka and Sabine. What is going on here? What is going on here? Now having that information and going back and watching it again, it really makes you look at the whole series from a different perspective, because now you see those little Easter eggs that Filoni and the trail he left you throughout the season of, this is where I'm going. If you can put it together, this is where we're headed. Yeah. And like literally all the Easter eggs in the background, the Zepho glyphs, the stuff with Sam Witwer in the first episode in the chamber with him doing the background voices. If you even go back to Clone Wars, the funny part is, and I wish like they could do interviews and talk about it now. The Night Sister arc is right before the Mortis arc. So literally you go from the Mother Talzin story right into the Mortis arc. And I was like, are you telling me he had this all planned out since season 3 of Clone Wars of like, these are the factions that he wanted to incorporate and tie into?
There's no way.
He, in his mind, he might have had those story elements already composited for where he wanted to go. You know what I mean?
I'll say maybe fragments of them.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with how well he tied it all up with only 1 episode to go, and then the Balin stuff of him, it all making sense. Him talking about he was looking for the beginning. In the Mortis arc, it's referred to that the father is the beginning. So Balin's going to look for the father. And the temple that he's looking at is the same citadel from the Mortis arc.
Now, see, I didn't know any of that. Like the Mortis and everything. I was getting parts of that from, because I did watched a buddy of mine, General Kenobi, did a live stream
Okay,
It was
yeah.
like a watch party, and you know, like at the end, he was talking about. So I was getting the information after the fact, but I didn't feel like, oh, well, what's this? I'm like, well, he's standing here. He went off on his own.
Yeah,
He even set his student off. He says you're seeking this. Go off, go off and do your thing now. So obviously, to me, he didn't feel like Sith. He didn't feel like Jedi. He feels like he's somewhere like what we would have called a gray Jedi kind of vibe coming off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Ray Stevenson freaking killed it. And like seeing that visual, obviously he's off on his own. He's wearing like more like like a barbarian style cape, kind of like skins and cloak and stuff. I'm like, obviously he's going off on his own journey, and I'm just like psyched for this. I'm like, this is uncharted territory for me. I want more of it, but I guess we're going to be waiting till maybe 2025 if we're lucky.
That's what I was trying to figure out. So like, all that we know is Skeleton and Acolyte. We don't know. All I'm assuming is that Huyang will be the character that'll be consistent with. Maybe we'll see him in Acolyte. Maybe we'll see him in Dawn of the Jedi. Well, we should see him in Dawn of the Jedi. But I think that's how they're going to tie those.
Why wouldn't some of this continue in Mandalorian season 4?
So that's what I'm.
Now
that's
that
what I'm
Thrawn's
wondering.
in the universe,
Exactly,
Mandalorian's going to have to
It's
deal
gonna
with it.
I mean,
continue in
I can see Ezra maybe.
This is what I'm asking. This is what I'm saying. Like, are you going to drop those tidbits? Because like just off Ahsoka and this one season, you're not set up for a movie yet. So now, do you do the building in next season of Mandalorian and then go right into the movie? Or is there more?
Be another show.
Like there's no way to do the Mandalorian without referencing that
could have stuff in the bits about this.
I understand that. I'm well aware of that. What I'm saying is that going to be enough to build you for a movie on one season of Mando now?
No, I don't think so.
Or we're getting a trilogy of movies, and the first movie resolves some of these story points from Ahsoka. Maybe he could do it that way too. That's what I was trying to figure out, because I was left a little bit of like, all right, how does this go here?
Right. So that's the one frustrating piece about this, is that they haven't. I mean, Lucasfilm has shared a lot about the roadmap for Star Wars in the past, and they've been burned from canceled projects and whatever. But with this, I feel like each season kind of ends so abruptly and so soon. It's all good content. I like it, but they are building towards this film, but it would be nice if they kind of, I think it would, they don't necessarily owe it to any of us, but it would be nice to kind of see what the roadmap is for Disney Plus series up until the film, right? Like, so what are all the projects that we should expect that weave into this? We don't know, and that's where it's like, you have to believe that they have this shit figured out, but it's
too hard for them to do, Eric, because they don't know what series people are going to like and how it's going to like end, because they're not going to like build up to something and then say we're guaranteeing you.
Well, they already announced. Well, they announced they announced the ending already with the Filoni movie. So why? Right, like that's where it's a bit confusing.
Well,
if they already committed to the end, right? Like how could they not commit to the middle?
Was the end,
No,
or
they can cancel them, but before that happens, they don't have to get to those movies.
I know they can do whatever they want, but they have planned this out. They have planned out the beats for all the different series in the like best case scenario, right? Like, so it would be nice if, whether the series were well received or not, that they stuck to their guns and told the story they wanted to tell, right?
I definitely think that I agree with you, Eric, because that's what I'm more interested in now is, okay, what's the roadmap? Is it just the next season of Mando and then the movie, and that's what we're expecting to get resolved? Or are we going to have a season 2? Because he set it up perfectly for a season 2.
But they're not even going to give you a roadmap.
They could name it the Mortis arc. They could name it whatever.
I understand that. I understand that.
It doesn't even have to be a Disney Plus series, honestly.
All I'm saying is that it was set up on a silver platter for something, and that's our question now: is when is that going to get resolved? Are we going to wait 6 years for that to get resolved?
Easily, they could announce like in 2 months, and here's season 2
be
Ahsoka, but it's a book, so read it.
No, it'll be next year. You're going to see it on
you don't
Disney
know.
Plus.
They could.
You're going to see a new show. You're going to see a new show.
If anything they do is disregard the books left and right.
He's just trying to trigger you. Don't respond.
I'm just telling you what they could do. I mean, they don't have to make a series. They don't
By the way, they could
just like have them show up in the movie and never tell you what happened in the interim.
Yeah, no,
there's going to be a series next year. Do you really think they're going to go 3 years with no Star Wars
Yes,
on Disney Plus?
John,
there's going to be a series at least.
Skeleton Crew and Acolyte are next, but they don't necessarily like.
And Skeleton Crew might tie into some of this.
That's what we're asking, though, John. We're trying to figure out where it goes now, or are we just waiting however many years for them to finish up Ahsoka and Mando? Because Mando's supposed to be filming right now, but because of the strike, it's not happening. So,
all right. So to be honest with this Ahsoka, right? I gave it an 8, but I'll tell you why. It was just enjoyable. Like every episode had like good pacing, had good action. You know, not the best choreography or whatever, but it just moved along. I didn't have to fast forward through any of it. The story,
there was no filler episodes.
I'll tell you what, like for me, it was not the best written. The acting was not the best. The choreography was not the best. It was just an okay show, right? By far. But because it had the Star Wars behind it, it got a little bit more props from me. And I actually tuned into it regularly because I wanted to see it. But
see, I enjoyed the choreography. I thought Diana Leah Santo was absolutely phenomenal as Morgan, especially the fight with Ahsoka. I thought the choreography for that fight specifically was very, very well done. I don't know. I'm torn because I personally really enjoyed the whole overall series, but it's so hard to top Mando too. Like Mando's up on the pedestal, so I think it's like neck and neck for me, where they're right.
I'm a little weird. I actually want to give it a 9 because it was fresh for me because I am just now watching Clone Wars, the series. So I'm just starting to watch. So I'm starting to get a lot of this, but to me it was fresh. It was great. I loved, the space between worlds. I kind of liked that because you get to see the flashbacks and everything, and I mean, love that. But the highlight of watching this, don't hate me, live action zombie troopers.
I could see it.
I freaking love that, and I was cracking up because to me it looked like, after they're dead and brought back, they can now shoot and fight better.
Yeah. And Death Troopers is a fantastic book. It always was. It was a good book for the Legends canon. And to answer Connor's
I love
question,
the visuals, those visuals of the live action, zombie troopers. And I love the one scene where it looks like the one trooper is about to, bite Sabine. I'm like, so in Star Wars universe, can that zombie trooper turn people?
Oh, I'm not.
I don't know. I hope it's not Walking Dead.
The horror fan in me was like hoping, like, well, what would be the zombie physics of this in the Star Wars universe? But also, I'm hoping at the same time, like, okay, Ezra's obviously the hero of the show, even though it's called Ahsoka. Let's be honest, because they're doing everything they can to reach him and get him back to where he belongs. I'm like. Let's not have him get bit, because that would be something twisted.
Yeah, I don't think it's like Walking Dead, though. I think it's just more.
I'm like, I just love seeing the visuals of it, though, on live action. And I'm just I knew of the book, and I freaking loved it.
Taking those elements and bringing it in was definitely a leap, I think. But to answer Connor's question, that owl getting to that other galaxy is part of the reason of how they're going to get back. Is that owl and Morai being there tells you like there's a way off that galaxy and to get to the other one. And
Morai is actually a spirit. It's not really a physical thing.
It's
She's manifesting herself as an owl, so it can go anywhere in any galaxy that Ahsoka's in. It's attached to her.
The sister's dead though. It's not the sister like turning into an owl.
No, but it's a spirit.
essence.
Yeah,
We're talking space wizards here. There's no logic.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
a spirit
logic.
that's attached to Ahsoka. It can appear anywhere she is. It doesn't have to.
I like
Morai will appear where it needs to appear to drive the story along. That's the only thing you can count on.
If it's in the
Because the
scripts,
story
then
has-
and that this is all tied into World Between Worlds. So like we're gonna see that again before you.
Oh, thank goodness we're gonna.
But
see
not
more.
till Ahsoka deals with Balin and Shin.
That's all part of
That's why Sabine
what she
stayed as
said.
well.
Well, that's why
Let's say-
Ahsoka's there is to
Yeah.
deal with whatever Balin's gonna do. Yeah.
And Shin, because that's why Sabine stayed back.
Well, yeah. I think Shin will probably end up joining
That's
them.
not why
though.
Sabine stayed back. She stayed back to help Ahsoka fight off Morgan.
But
Yeah, 'cause
story wise, it's
Yeah.
I
was
Ahsoka,
interested to see,
Balin,
like,
Sabine, Shin. That's story wise. It's
do-
the
do
Master
they-
Apprentice.
Balin's
thing.
gonna fall. They're gonna start season 2 of Ahsoka. The arm of that big statue is gonna collapse. Balin's on it. It's gonna fall to the ground. He's gonna get crushed, and then no more Balin. You're not gonna have that story anymore.
you're already writing him out.
No, I think
Good acting.
They gotta recast.
they gotta recast them. Yeah, there's no way
'cause
around it.
anything else. The fans are gonna look at it like, oh, geez, that's just no.
Yeah, you got to, unfortunately,
No,
and
you
you got
have to
you got a
recast.
very short list.
I would
of
totally understand if they did something like that.
They got a very short list of people to use to recast because you need somebody else with that presence and stature that he had, because that's what made the role. And
And
it's
who
going to be
looks
tough.
similar.
I
They're
mean,
not going to
and
go with someone
they-
who looks that
yeah.
100% different. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Though it's going to be tough to match
But
up with that.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if they go the other way and just like have Shin create take over. She's like, I'm your leader now.
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
I'm your leader now, and she gets this
And she
gang
takes-
of guys.
The
and then
Breakfast
go.
Club fist
They
pump.
all go after. But Breakfast Club did not have a sword. I don't know why people are saying it's Breakfast Club. He never once held up a sword. That's the stupidest analogy. So I think they just that whole group goes together and they go to where
Wait a
Balin
minute.
was.
Oh, guess I'm
And they
stupid.
find-
You not watch my videos?
They find a dead Balin because when Balin tried to get the power
Why didn't you
overwhelmed
not?
him and
You
killed him.
liked it. Why didn't you just leave the comment?
That could be it too.
Video.
And then
That's what I was
Shin
thinking.
continues Balin's
His
work
story.
and
Yeah.
figures out how to get the power without dying.
Yeah, we don't have to go into the whole thing, but yeah, that could be a way they go. It's going to be interesting to see. That's all more I was worried about was how they're going to approach it for the, are we going to? I know once this writer's strike
30,000
tends to
people
be
disagree
filming
with you.
Mando right away, but
Yeah, my biggest criticism is I just want more and I want it now, right?
yeah.
That's
That's
it.
I think how a lot of us feel. Yeah.
I can't play Balin because my mom already said I have to go to the mall and be Santa this year. I didn't know if that was like insulting or actually a compliment.
You didn't really need to kill those younglings, Skillster. That's why he can still be a Force ghost.
Are you really going to be a mall Santa, John?
Actually, Gilster, if you read the new From a Certain Point of View book, that your question gets answered in that book by Mike Chen. He writes a fantastic story of how Anakin became the Force ghost.
Made up a new story.
I was going to say,
Not
John,
yet.
if you are becoming a mall Santa, you can't go there and ask the kids what you want for Christmas. It can't be the other way around.
I want to.
Can you give me?
I want
All right. Anyways, I'm gonna say hi to some people who came in while we were.
or wait. Can I make deals with the kids? Can I be like,
Yes,
tell
you
your
can do that.
parents you want the new Cyberzoic era stuff from Kickstarter,
There you go.
and then
There
I'll
you
make
go.
a deal with you. I'll
Cyberzoic.
buy it all off you for like $50, and the kids will be like,
Pennies
"What?
on
I'm
the
gonna get
dollar.
$50 cash from Santa?" And I'll meet the kids in a back alley after they get their presents and buy them.
Whoa! Meeting kids.
I'm the cheap.
All right. I'm not gonna say hi to the people in the chat.
You're saying I can't do that?
Something is
Do you
big.
remember the Big Bang Theory where they talking about the comic book store? If we're owners, they're talking about trying to save a comic book store, and they're like trying to drum up business. So they're like, we could get a van, drive around, and pick up kids from the comic book store. And then somebody says, would you offer them candy or something? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Leonard and Sheldon. Yeah, Sheldon's the one who's like, yeah, we could drive the car or the van around and pick them up.
So Fabulous Disaster came in. Left Coast Graphics is here. Mr. B. Left Coast is saying, let's never talk about this again. Gilster,
he talks about how he hates it, but he likes it so it's just, I know it's a front that he puts on for more, to act angry about everything, but it wasn't as bad as he makes it out to be.
No, he really didn't like it. He was pretty adamant about it. He was hoping you were going to be there earlier. Mod Extra Games came in.
Like I said.
Who else? Who did I miss? You guys help me out.
Not sure.
I haven't been paying attention to the chat.
What?
Yeah, I can't see the chat. Like I can only see what you bring up on screen. So.
What do you mean you can't see the chat?
I don't have it up on my phone.
Because
it takes up because it takes up the whole screen and it kills my battery even quicker than it normally goes.
Well, I left a lot of these things down here where they just were completely telling you were wrong about us.
I don't care. I really don't. I enjoyed it. That's all that mattered to me. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Just like Andor. I hated it. You guys loved it. Does it bother me? No.
I have one person who's been like leaving comments in my videos every time we do like one of these live streams, and he basically tries to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. And then every week he tells me how great The Last Jedi was. It's a cinematic masterpiece, apparently.
Oh, God.
That's Eric's burner account.
Who is this man?
That movie made me want to throw up. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Well, that's sad, but
we're all in agreement.
He asked me earlier, did you see Loki? Anybody watch Loki?
Yeah.
Not yet.
One thing though. So do you guys think? So like, I'm under this impression. I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and at this point, I think I'd prefer them not include Luke and Leia and Han in this. Like, I know
Loki, I agree with you.
No, I'm talking about what's in the Mandoverse.
I don't want to see those characters in Loki.
I'm saying because we already know what happens to Luke and where it goes. So, do you think like maybe not having them involved is a better option than bringing them in?
To the Mando stuff, yes. To the Mando Ahsoka universe, yes. But I don't mind if they do a different story outside of these characters.
Yeah,
like you can do a story with Luke, Leia, and Han, Chewie somewhere else in the universe. Why not? That could be happening parallel to this stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like at this point, if you're not going to pull the trigger and recast, and you're going to do the digital thing just to do the cameo and bring them all back together, do you think it? No, but I'm saying, do you think it serves serves them any purpose when we already know like what happens with Last Jedi and those movies, and they're not going to change?
So are you saying that like just to have them in this thing where you have to make them like younger, or are you talking about like saying bringing back like young Leia and a
no. What I'm saying is, do you think you're better off just leaving them out of this story and just not even like having them involved in it, and just we'll finish up Mando first, we'll skip ahead to the Rey stuff 30 years later, and maybe some of these characters that are here now are in that Rey era, you know what I mean? But are you better off because of the hate for Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker to, you know what, let's just avoid all that because we know how it ends with Luke and we know like where he ends. So like having him show up to be the hero and save the day, meanwhile, at the end of the day, he's going to be a bitter old man and go into seclusion and not do anything.
I like what they did in The Mandalorian. They gave him kind of his retribution. So however they use him from here on out in these stories, they're not going to make them.
These stories are like 20 plus years apart, though. People change.
I understand that, but what I'm saying, people can change. We got that. But what I'm saying is,
I think they should have just left Anakin out of the whole thing because I know he ultimately ends up dying at the end of Return of the Jedi. No.
Yeah. I mean,
if they want to add the
not really-
characters so that we can see what they're doing at a certain time.
I got that, but what I'm saying is your hands are tied overall story wise. So yeah, you bring them in, they save the day. Yay, you get to see.
Well, I don't think they'll be brought in. I wouldn't think they would bring them in to save the day. I think that if you see, I wouldn't expect to see Luke in this mess, but I could see Leia and Han. I don't know where in time Leia and Han had been and split and then broke up.
Yeah.
So
Ben's about 5 or 6 right now.
So he's already born right now in Ahsoka.
Yep.
Okay. So what the hell was he, like 25 or 30 in
Closer to
Force
30.
Awakens?
Closer to 30. Yeah, him and Ray were about.
And
Like,
why
he
was
I thought
already
Ray was like
retaining
19 years old. I didn't know.
well,
she
she's
was-
younger than him, but yeah, like he's about 30 come Force Awakens.
Okay. So my thought is that I could see like a Leia and a Han, if they're still together, like in some Alliance Council meeting, like New Republic Council meeting or something, and having Leia put up an argument to disagree with them and start sowing that seed for her split.
Resistance.
You know what
See,
I mean?
I kind of like
But Luke
Ryan's kind of
coming
like
in to save the
validating
day,
part of my point.
the whole thing with Luke coming in to save the day, I don't know. It depends on how far along he is with his school, because I could still see Luke being like, you know, this stuff in the galaxy will sort itself out with everybody else.
Don't worry,
who's doing
Gap,
it.
his battery will run out.
I'm
in
going to
about 5
continue
minutes.
working on this
When
Jedi
he's
temple and
done
building the
causing
Jedi
disruption.
back up. My job is teaching new Jedi. It's no longer my job to go out and save the galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like since we already know how that ends and how that road goes to one of the most, you know, divisive movies in Star Wars franchise, are you better off just, you know what, we're going to keep them out of this story. We'll let these characters, Mando and all these new characters that we established, just do the story.
I mean,
and then we can all skip ahead to the 30 years later and now we're here and they're gone and what happened. You know what I mean?
I think
But
if
I
anyone
can
is
still see
early enough that
Leia
it's affected by
in
what
a
happens
meeting
later.
somewhere.
I know that what I'm saying, Vern, is just the overall fact of like
Doesn't make any
perspective wise.
Nope,
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference at this point because they're not those characters yet.
Yeah. I mean,
okay. I can see your point.
There's two things I look at. One, I mean, you could have the mention of the character like they did with Leia in this series. That to me makes sense because one, I mean, obviously with her being passed, but also now with the strike because of rights of, you know, the visual rights of the actors themselves, I think that might tie their hands moving forward in production wise as far as Star Wars goes.
You don't know what the individual rights situation is for the likeness of the individual actors, though. For what it's worth, where I stand on this is, if it's required for the story to include the core original trilogy characters,
the big three, if you want to call it.
just recast. Just
I agree.
recast.
Yeah,
just recast and move on.
Either recast or it's called Star Wars. It's not called the Organa Skywalker saga. That's not what it was originally called. We can have other stories. We can have
other wars without
let Ezra, let Sabine, let Ahsoka, let them be the core for the next.
That would
series.
Be perfect. That would be perfectly fine too.
I'm fine with that.
What I'm saying is, if the story they're going to tell necessitates their inclusion, right? Then just recast and move on.
I just
want the best possible story.
And they already set up the little hints of being involved in it with Thrawn and Anakin. Like they set up those little plot threads of like one day Thrawn's going to meet Anakin's son that he has no idea about.
Sure.
And
this is where I like sort of disagree that it's not called the Organa whatever story. I think that Star Wars is inherently tied to the Skywalker saga. And I feel like everything in the Star Wars that's being filmed or whatever has some connection to the Skywalkers in some way.
Well, Acolyte won't, and neither will Dawn of the Jedi, because the Skywalkers
this will be like the first maybe ones that like part off, but I think
You think we're gonna meet the first Skywalker?
you don't have some like massive because it's a long time ago in a galaxy
I
far.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and that's almost what I'm presenting though. Is the fact of
storytelling of every intricate story in every part of the galaxy as part of what this story that we've got.
Yeah.
We've got this one lineage story, and the branches off of that. That's why it's inherently tied to the Skywalkers.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, are you better off than maybe leaving this story without them and having this story be just them and the offspring of it's an offshoot of the Skywalker saga. You know what I mean?
It depends on what they're going to tell and how they're going to tell it, right?
Yeah,
you could do both, and both would be perfectly fine as long as they stick the landing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. So who saw Loki?
I did.
Not yet.
Just the two of us. Yet. Okay. Well, spoiler free, Eric. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, me too. And if you
I watched heavy spoilers video on it, but that's about it.
You're one of those people that watches like a review video without watching the content.
Sometimes if I'm not interested in watching the content, I'll watch the spoiler review. Yeah, because I'm at the point with Marvel where I'm done with the whole multiverse stuff, and I really don't care anymore. Like it's not interesting.
It's not multiverse; it's timeline.
Whatever. It all the jumping around between past, present, future, this, that, all these different iterations of different characters. Like I'm to the point where I'm ready to move on. Like give me more Spider-Man stuff. Give me X-Men, Fantastic Four, and get me the fuck away from Kang and all of this dumb
now
shit.
I gotta use the explicit button.
Well, you're allowed 3, Vern, before you have to put the explicit.
No, on the podcast they have different. You have to mark.
Still, it should be 3. That's usually the rule in broadcasting.
All right. Anyways, here are this week's reveals that we'll talk about, and you guys will decide.
Was there stuff revealed this week?
Yeah, of course there was lots of stuff. Did you not see that Mezco has a play set that's coming out?
No, I didn't. I don't follow Mezco or those brands.
I think it's 5 points of articulation or something like that. It looks almost like it's supposed to be their version of the
Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, or the Super 7 deal. But this whole set is
Castle
cardboard.
The whole thing looks cardboard to me. Like
it's $120, I think.
Is this some property?
Is that Castle Grayskull from Wish?
I don't know, but it's like people were making fun of this car because they were like, I don't know, it looks cool, but how does he see the road?
Yeah, I want to know like who buys the kind of stuff that's not tied to like some
anything. Yeah, like any kind of property.
The guys in the toy group that are down here in South Florida were all over this.
Yeah,
yep. Like
I'm
not
kind
of a steampunkish look to it. The car, I can see this happen. I mean, the Mezco has that skull, dude.
It's got a Filmation Ghostbusters vibe to the front of the car.
Yeah,
they love they love the Filmation, the Ghostbusters, the Ninja Turtles. The
face looks like that. The face looks like you'll never get me, man.
The Mezco Rumble Society, but he also says he doesn't like Super 7, and we know
it's subpar.
But we know that he's the first one on that Cobra mothership that's coming out. Okay, so none of you guys are into this stuff?
I'm not into any of these third-party companies. Like I don't get into any of this stuff that they put out.
Looks okay, but I'm not jumping on it. I have buddies who are big into Mezco. I'm sure they're probably going to jump on it, but that's a pass.
Yeah. Nope, not for me.
And what he has a Dick Tracy watch he can talk into.
Yeah, he does.
Calling Dick Tracy. All right. So what about Mondo? You were talking about the Mondo sculptors or something like that.
I was talking about Alex, Fantastic Four. He does the X-Men and Spider-Man sculpts
for Mondo.
Yes, for those what are they 1/6 scale?
Yeah, this is a 1/6 scale. It's from Doom.
That's Samus. Oh,
okay. I don't know if Alex is working on these ones or not. I just know he's doing the Marvel ones, which look really great, and the Spider-Man ones. And like I was saying to you, The Spider-Man comes with an accessory of a picture of Mary Jane, and he actually physically sculpted the whole Mary Jane just to make sure that the picture was accurate. So they already have the Mary Jane lined up to
So
go
that'll
with
be released later on.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what they were saying. Basically, is like, you know, he went out of his way and did that on his own, and like inadvertently already gave them the second figure in the line. You know what I mean? So like, you know, if you buy that Mezco Spider-Man or the Mondo Spider-Man, you're gonna have a Mary Jane to go with it. So that's pretty awesome.
So
pretty
this
cool.
this Dave is a New York Comic Con reveal. I don't know if you have to buy. It's only going to be available at Comic Con in New York.
Okay.
But that's what this is. It's for Doom. So $250, $300 probably. You should pick a couple of those up.
Yeah, I'll get 5 of them for you, Vern. How's that?
Wow.
How long does it take you to get down to the city from Buffalo, Dave?
It's about 6-7 hours, maybe.
Oh, really? It's that long?
Oh, it's far. Yeah.
No, because I'm in Jersey.
I'm going from one end of the state to the other.
Yeah. No, I know, like where Buffalo is because I've been to Niagara Falls, but I'm in Jersey, so for me it's about an hour and a half into Manhattan.
Actually, I'm going to be staying in Jersey.
Okay.
Staying in a hotel in Jersey, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. That's what I used to do when I went to Comic-Con, because even for me, New York's about an hour and a half away. So like driving back and forth, we just ended up staying in a hotel.
We used to stay in Connecticut.
Really? And then go to Comic-Con from
because my friend's uncle lived there, so we would just sleep at his place. Okay. And it was a quick drive. Like it wasn't that far.
It is. Yeah. It depends on the way you come in, but yeah.
So Waze is 100% picking all of these up. He's been secretly messaging me, telling me, how do I find the exclusive links to this one, that one?
Let me use your code to get you your compensation off of it. No, see, my whole problem with this was, okay, it's an interesting idea, right? Interesting. But you would think coming off the bat, you would have the iconic holograms as the first wave, right? Like you would think. If I'm thinking,
Luke, greetings, Exalted One. I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend of Captain Solo.
So like, or Leia. Or
there's four that I think of right off the bat: Clone Trooper, or Cody, Commander Cody, more specifically. Palpatine, Leia, and then maybe Luke or Vader as like the other hologram. But like even Vader, did he show up as a hologram really as much? So like have it as one
figures too, right? Like they're fully posable.
Yeah, they're just repaints, clear repaints. They're basically they're essentially the Force Ghost, just clear. You know what I mean? Like clear.
I think the Emperor would be like definitely the first one to have, you know.
Yeah, I would have.
First one would have been.
I would have bought Palpatine.
Or even think about this. Even Snoke would make.
Sense. Yeah.
Because he was a hologram through 2 whole movies, right?
If they would have did Palpatine, chances are I would have bought Palpatine because I could put him right on the Inquisitor shelf as a hologram, and that would look awesome. But none of these.
Solo one of these.
Yeah, he'd be exclusive.
See, and that's why the weirdest part. I absolutely should have been Leia. Should have been the first one.
When was Han Solo ever in a hologram?
And
when he went into the Carbonite.
He wasn't a hologram when he went in Carbonite.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was something in the comics that I can't remember.
There's probably
I don't know why they chose these characters. Why they thought this was a good idea in the first place. It's just not.
The most puzzling one is Axe Woes.
Well, out of all of them, he shows up in Mando as a hologram, though. He does make sense as a hologram.
But in terms of desirability,
He's so does it come with
I'm just saying logically,
or do you have to buy a light bulb?
No, so it comes with the light, but it doesn't come with batteries. So you gotta buy the batteries on your own.
That's all right.
So here's what I want to know. So for our friends in like Ireland who have to now get Joes from Pulse, do you also got to get these from Pulse and then pay the import taxes?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have I don't really have a huge problem with these. Like they're interesting and whatnot. I'm not, as of right now, picking any of them up or planning to.
Yeah,
but, I mean, if I see them at Ollie's or Ross for $3.99, I'll buy them.
Yeah, that's
definitely down. You gotta do it.
But it's better than the credit collection or carbonized
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I don't. So, like, do you think there's some sort of quota to their production where they have to do all of these repaints in order to
to justify the molds? Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to.
They didn't make enough money off the first round because nobody bought them.
I mean, I just want to know. I want to hear the focus groups that actually said, "Oh yeah, you should go do these figures first." Because I mean, I can see this as like a third round.
I would buy a Palpatine in this because he makes sense.
But I think the problem was with Palpatine. He has soft goods, right?
Yeah. So you'd have to make it hard.
Maybe. I think what happened here is these guys were saying, you know, that retro line where they're like the prototypes where they're different colors. They're like, what can we do with the black series? And then somebody says, why don't we just print them clear and then shine a light through them? That would look really cool.
Yeah.
It does look. It does look cool, and maybe like someone who's not a huge collector would be like, "Oh yeah, I could have that on my desk, or whatever." Right?
I'm surprised it's not going to be like a Disneyland exclusive or something like that.
Well, there's one that's like Shop Disney, Target, Walmart, Amazon, whatever. All the normal exclusives.
Yeah.
All right. What about these? Have you guys seen these Ninja Gator or whatever figures? I think they're Rebel Tech, and I don't know if they're like 1/7 or something like that scale, or what the scale is going to be. But these were just announced. See, and this is like where you get back to like it's just a picture, right? They don't look like they're actual.
Without seeing the actual figure, I'm going to say pass.
Yeah, Rebel Tech's not that great.
I don't even know what this is again.
Ninja, it was based on
a video game. Ninja Gaiden goes all the way back to the original Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden was an awesome game.
And then for all you McFarlane fans out there, anybody planning on picking this one up on clearance? Okay.
No.
Well, clearance,
Jonathan, I think it's 6 inches. Okay.
Yeah, John, clearance. I would definitely get Hawkman on clearance if I saw him for $3.99.
Yeah, John, that Hawkman actually looks really cool.
He does look great. Yeah.
John, did you pick up the animated ones?
It's a classic cartoon, like comic version of stuff, which is what I like. You know.
Yeah, those collection ones though, they go for a little bit more than the basic 22.
Yeah, the black
20 to 22. I think those go for 28. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
John, did you pick up any of the animated Batman? I saw you didn't you post pictures of like finding them?
Yeah, but I didn't have any money. I don't have the money right now.
It's into Fraggle Rock.
Down Fraggle Rock.
John,
who's making these?
Duo John, you buying these?
I would love to get Fraggle Rock stuff, but I don't. I probably won't because I got too much of everything else.
Do you hope that when you're saying like something that you like with that Cyberzoic that your mom's secretly in the other room?
Yeah, right. That would be cool. Yeah, I would go for that.
And then she's like, "How much is it?"
And a lot of stuff like this stuff too. I won't just go buy it at regular price, but if I happen to see it at Ross or Ollie's or go to discounts, the whole set is there for like $2.99 or something. Yeah, I'll be buying them.
I've never seen these guys like anywhere, any of this stuff. Right? This is I didn't even remember who it was, but I just don't see it. So yeah, Jonathan saying they're expensive.
I'm sure all this stuff usually.
Look at him.
I think this is a New York Comic Con too. This is SH Figure Arts. This is one of the Ultraman.
Yeah. Is he in the Ultraman series?
I'm going to be going to the SH Figure Arts stand for my buddy Drake there's a special Kamen Rider coming out, so nice. I'll check out this thing in person. See if it's
see how much it is, because that guy. This is kind of one of my favorites. So Ultraman, but SH Figure Arts are kind of short in comparison. So the last Ultraman I got that was a Figure Arts still sits in the box because when you set them
like
up
5 inches.
Just not the height that I want for it.
Yeah, I have a few SH Figure Arts. I wasn't totally like I got the Captain America, the worthy one with the hammer, and that one, like some of the joints are really loose, so it's one I barely will move around.
I wasn't too impressed with it either. I only have the one, and I painted it up for a custom, and I was like, yeah, this is okay, but like it does the job as the custom, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to spend $75 more on a figure. You know,
Yeah, well,
I mean, this is a convention exclusive, so you're only going to be able to get this one at a convention, which
Yeah.
that I can understand. But you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like
yes.
going out of my way to pick up mezcos or figure arts, it's not for me. It's I'm not going to spend that much on one figure.
So Big
Like,
says
do
that
they-
Fraggle Rocks are Boss Fight Studios.
Oh, okay.
Do they have a lot of
their new wrestling figures too? Did you see those, Vern? They showed off like another 4-wave of.
Yeah,
and
you didn't see those? We did those in the reveal a little bit earlier.
Oh, did you?
No, we were here the whole time.
Do they have plans to do the monsters? Because what I don't like about all these other lines, the part of the reason I don't get a lot of stuff, like say that Doom figure,
Mhm.
I would be in for a Doom figure if they did like all the monsters that were in Doom, the video game part number 1, the first or the Doom 2.
Yeah.
Like I could get like a whole set of monsters and the Doom guy to fight them. I might build a display because I think about toys as how am I going to put this on display? And if it's just one figure standing on a shelf, that's not a display to me. It has to have.
And it's not a collection, John. And it's not a collection.
100%. Hey, my favorite common rider is V3. No.
Had to get that in there. John left the door wide open on that one.
This is not the final reveal. I think this is NECA. So
what is it? Oh, this is that doll, right?
Those stands, those are that's definitely NECA right there.
Yeah.
Hey, are they doing the girl
Are they
from?
going to make the?
Like,
Are they
I
going
know
to
they
make
did
the
the
child
Predator.
and the
Are we
human
getting?
kills?
Are we getting the girl? That's what I was
From what?
wondering.
Yeah.
From
From
what?
Prey.
From Prey?
Yeah, they did the Predator, but it's been like how many years now, and the Predator's just coming out. So I was like, do they have any plans to do?
Rumor has it they're going to be doing more. A buddy of mine, EC Collecting, just did a video.
I bet you they stick just to the Predator.
See, I would pick her up just because she could go right with Spirit on the joke. You know, like she would go great on.
Have they made any of like the human characters?
Well, that's what I want.
They did Arnold and stuff, right? Didn't they?
She kills as well. You know,
Yeah.
give me the doctor, give me the girl who invented her, give me the child that she plays with.
I don't buy. I've never bought anything NECA. I don't have anything like in my own collection of NECA. So I don't know.
I mean, they make some amazing stuff.
What,
Yeah,
I'm waiting to get the turtle.
I've picked up turtle sets for like a buddy of mine, but I don't have any in my own collection. I was looking to pick up another set of the Secret of the Ooze, but I have not. I have not seen
Ronin?
any.
All right, hold on.
They look good. I
They
like
look amazing.
I like the wave that they're doing the whole like line, and
I mean,
Raph's got the arrows that go in his back and stuff.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
I guess this could go like if I were doing this in my toy room, I would have to have a shelf that had Freddy Krueger, Jason, Chucky,
Like horror.
this
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, it would be like
Yes.
all the horror ones, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good way to do it.
That would be how
I don't
would
think
do
this
it,
is like
yeah.
a need though, unless like you're really into this
I'm
movie.
just totally
You know?
like
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
doing stop motion,
I've
running
never
around,
seen this
thing that
movie,
has off
so-
all your regular
Oh,
figures.
it's good. I liked
See,
it a lot. It was a great
I'm not
thing.
really a horror person, so like for me, like I don't, you know what I mean. That's mainly why I don't buy a lot of NECA stuff, is just because I'm not into horror. And
Yeah,
different stuff
they're
that
really
they-
built. Everybody's talking about the breakage on the NECA. They're really built for just like kind of putting them on a shelf and forgetting.
and
them.
posing them once and never touching them again. Yeah.
Monster High's coming out with the
Part 2.
holiday.
That's
You gonna
a
watch?
mess.
You gonna watch that, Vern? You got that on?
I'm not into
Paramount?
Monster High.
I think I probably got it queued up already. It's saved in my queue. I'm watching that other show, the one with Zoe Saldana on Paramount right now,
I don't
where
know.
they're like special operatives and they
With
That's a
Nicole
good
Kidman
show.
is in that, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good show.
can't remember what it's called. It's pretty good so far.
I've been getting.
Lioness?
I will say, I've been
Lioness, I
getting the
think?
Monster High every time I see them. I've been seeing them $5, $7. I've been grabbing the Monster High when they go that low.
You should, John. Buy them all. I want to
Because
see them on
they're,
that one empty shelf. Can you
No,
make that your
in the
Monster High shelf?
boxes because those are one of those. They're going to be hot toys in the future. Girls are buying these up. like than playing with them. So it's going to be one of those nostalgic things in the future. Even
Yeah.
the first wave from like 20 years ago when they first made Monster High are crazy expensive now. So,
Huh.
and some of
Oh,
these are like
Honor
the
has to be in on all Monster Highs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
When you have like small kids, these are good to get.
Yeah.
Gears of War. Okay, these I think are like a 1/7 scale or a bigger scale.
Okay.
Anybody
Looks
into Gears
awesome.
of War?
Though they look great, but no.
I love the first few games, but the relevancy has kind of passed on this.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm passing on the figure because I don't collect it, but I mean, it looks fantastic.
It's
amazing
almost like
sculpt.
Ninja Gaiden, right? Like, I mean, half the people don't even remember that was a video game on NES or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Dino's
this
back. He
character
says
in
his
any of
phone
them.
died, and then I thought what was really funny is that Brian says your phone was not geek strong.
I don't remember these guys in any of the
My-
Gears of War.
my
games
phone-
I've
Well,
played.
Dom,
1/10 scale. 1/10.
Dom was one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was he? Was that
Yeah.
was that the one you were?
Dom and Marcus.
Yeah, and everybody wants Batista to play Marcus if they ever do a
Yeah.
live action thing.
Yeah.
I just
So
don't
1/10
remember them.
scale. They look great. I think they look really cool. It would
Before
be
he gets
cool to
too
have
old.
one of these, like this guy. He's a little bit bigger because you can have like a really big dude with your regular 6-inch like GI Joes or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For a picture.
I don't like mixing and matching.
What about this Lord of the Rings? This new Lord of the Rings line. It's a Diamond Select.
Oh wow, okay. Interesting.
Why do their faces look so weird?
They make some
Yeah.
Diamond
Well,
Select.
it's
I
Diamond
gotta give
Select.
Diamond Select some
Oh.
credit though. Like some of the Marvel selects that they've been coming out with lately are
Oh, yes.
really, really nice. I hate that they're 7 inches and not 6 because I would pick up some of them to go with Legends.
Marvel.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, the face. There's something wrong with some of the faces here.
I would have probably done Gandalf in
Zoned
gray. If you're putting out
Yeah.
Saruman in white, I would probably do Gandalf in gray.
But he's Gandalf the White.
I know, but
They're gonna do a repaint, so they're later on it'll be Gandalf
Well,
the Gray then.
they could
That's how
have
they'll
done the
get
opposite
money.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks kick ass.
These
There you
are,
go.
I think, Storm.
Hmm.
Is that?
I'm surprised Storm is still doing the Street Fighters with Jada doing them. You know what I mean? And they don't match. They're not the same size.
Yeah, but this
so-
Blanca looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, but
Right.
if this looks good, imagine what the Jada one's gonna look like. Like those, I don't know how many of you guys picked up any of those Jada Street Fighters. Like Ryu's on my shelf, and he's still my #1 figure for this year. Like no one's
I've
been
seen
able to
pictures
knock
though.
that.
They do look good.
And Chung Lee's supposed to be coming soon. Hopefully, she keeps getting
Like the
delayed.
same Jada that does those metal cars and stuff. And
Yeah. Hold on, let me.
stupid
I'll
little
grab-
figurines that they can't ever paint right.
This Ryu is absolutely incredible. Like the posability, the fact that like the weight distribution on the figure, really awesome. Like it's
Did you
incredible.
post a review on that?
Yeah, it's on my channel.
This
So you
Bruce
got
Lee, or I
Jonathan,
mean, sorry,
Jada
this
Blanca.
Fei Long looks great. I like them.
These are kind of like a different version because, like,
Of course, that guy doesn't look at all like Ryu.
And they
Oh,
they go more with like a different version of Street Fighter, I'm guessing, and that's how they're able to do, because this is Street Fighter 2 only. Like I
yeah,
think right 2 is the Jada one. So yeah, that's probably why.
Street Fighter 2 was like, I can't say enough like how much of a, like in my life, that was like a game, like a world breaking event.
Yeah.
Well, I was in college at Monroe Community College. So I was at a community college right out of high school, and they installed the Street Fighter 2 game in the lobby. And like it was
And
kind
you
of like
never
this.
left.
It was kind of like this community area where they had like a bunch of video games where like 10 hallways sort of intersected, and that was the circle in the middle. You know what I mean? It was almost like we had a roundabout in our college. And that game was right in the middle. And I remember there were lines, like there would be a whole crowd in like an arc around the video game watching people play, and you'd have like 100 quarters just like stacked up on the game, and all these people in line waiting to play, and they knew where their quarter was in line. And if when the person lost, you'd put your money in and play that guy, and it would go on like the whole day and all night. Like it was just like, and there was always a crowd watching. It was like an event, and it went the whole semester. I just remember that one semester, the game just constantly ran, and everyone was just there. Every minute you were in class, you were there watching them play Street Fighter 2, and then it was your turn to put yourself against somebody, and you'd see how many people you could last through, and
yeah, these are really, really good. I'm interested to see. I wasn't as impressed with the Ken, like the way the Ken render looks and stuff, but the Chung Li looks incredible. The Fei Long was really good, and this Ryu is awesome, really awesome.
So Left Coast joined us as the roving reporter. I'm going to mute that because there's some kid in the background. Unless you want to mute yourself, let me know. But what I wanted to point out was like GeForce just showed up, and it seems so timely to me because the next reveal is this one right here.
Yeah, as soon as this got reviewed, I think
pretty sure G's getting this.
I think Jonah messaged him like right away and was like, "Well, guess you're not one and done on that Gotcha Man line."
These two look fantastic, and if you're a fan of the show or anything like that, I mean, they look.
That
great.
helmet is cool. I liked how they're doing it.
They are neat.
GeForce's review of the first one was pretty, pretty good. I really liked it, even though like I had no idea who the character is or anything about it. You know what I mean?
Although I do want to say, whoever put this on display, I like putting the post of the stand in the back of the character so you don't see it as much.
Yeah,
so I would be a little critical on how they're doing their display here. But
you might be wanting to talk to the photographer on this one.
Is Rick in Toys R Us or Walmart?
I don't know where he is.
Looks like a Walmart.
Yeah, it's a Wally World. You can tell from the back wall.
The last time he was roving reporter on here, he found Craven for $5. He got it for me.
Yeah, still got it.
I don't know what he did with it. I think he threw it away or something.
Wait, is that the Craven that you sent me? Hold on a second.
Did he find the TVC Ahsoka ship?
I know the TVC.
Zero Star Wars toys here.
All right, so this is a Voltron. Anybody interested? I know Sean Solo would be all over this thing.
I already have this Voltron.
I actually would like that.
I already have this Voltron.
Yeah,
I've never seen a single episode of anything Voltron.
You're out of here. Let me take you off the screen.
This is from the more recent Netflix one, and that was actually a really good series.
It is a great series, yeah. But I already have it. And it's like I have the 24-inch one that fit all the figures inside.
I know Sean.
And who's this one by?
A certain amount on the one he's got.
Yeah, he got it quite a bit. Cool. Yeah. All right, and then what about these Goosebumps?
Cool.
Yeah.
Goosebumps is coming on, what was it, Disney? I think it's Disney Plus.
A series, right?
Yeah, or a movie, one or the other. It's like
I think it could be a series.
I think it's a series, yeah.
I know the one dude from Waiting and stuff is in it, in that college movie. I can't think of his name. Justin Long or whatever.
It's a cool idea, but I won't buy any. But I mean, I do like them. I think they're cool.
Articulation looks a little limited on these.
Goosebumps was like really super big when like me and Eric were kids. That's when they
Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah,
I remember selling all the books in Seattle. They were huge, massively popular.
Yeah.
Now this Poison Ivy looks awesome.
See, I was done with the McFarlanes, and then they showed these. I was like,
I was out, and they keep pulling me back in.
I need at least Ivy and Batgirl. I'm okay without
the Batgirl.
No, they're the two best ones. I agree. They're the two best ones is Ivy and Batgirl.
And so, like, growing up as a kid, I had the biggest crush on Alicia Silverstone. Like, she was in Clueless, and then she was in this, and she was in that Aerosmith video, and like. I was in
Mean Girls also, or was that someone else?
That's someone else.
That's a different.
Yeah, like I remember seeing that Aerosmith music video and being like, "She is the hottest girl alive." Like,
well, she was.
And like you know, Uma Thurman looks awesome. So like, I'll definitely have to pick those up. I don't know if I'll go, you know, for the other two, but
So is
I'll
Freeze
definitely-
is the build a figure,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not a fan of the bat nipples. Sorry.
yeah,
No,
I
yeah.
do have ways. I do have that Aerosmith their music videos on a VHS.
Do you? Yeah.
Wow.
I forget which one it was. Was it? I think it might have been Jaded.
Big ones.
No, but I'm
Crazy?
saying I think it Crazy, right?
Yeah, I want to say
And
She
Crazy.
was in two of them, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
was
'cause
she in two?
she was in two because she was friends with Liv Tyler.
Tyler at the time.
Oh, okay, that's what it
So,
was. That
yeah.
Was she also in that Stepfather movie? Was that Stepfather her too? Where the
I don't
stepfather
know.
went crazy and killed everybody?
I don't
They
know.
could never.
Oh.
They could never make that movie Clueless nowadays unless they changed like the age of the brother
Yeah,
or her, right? Like that would it's completely inappropriate.
yeah.
Wasn't Robin fire guy flame on?
No, because this was Chris
Chris
O'Donnell. You're
O'Donnell.
thinking of Chris Evans, a different Chris, John.
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, Chris. He was the one who became Captain America. Okay, this guy ended up in the TV show
NCIS LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NCIS. Okay, that's where I
O'Donnell.
remember him from.
Chris
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
I knew he went on to do something else, and I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's.
I mean,
it. Okay.
he did like a few movies here and there. He even had like a small kind of bit part in Max Payne.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
You're
right.
talking about O'Donnell, Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
was.
no, it
seemed
was
like
the
he had a
show. It
really
was-
bright, like potential action movie star,
And then like he just kind of fizzled
and then we don't
and
know
he
what happened.
came
after
back
that.
to he
Yeah,
came back
he
with
was
LL
on
Cool J and
NCIS.
NCIS LA,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
that years later.
Yeah.
I mean, but
A
but
lot of
after
years
this
later.
Batman thing around
I
this
get what
time,
you're saying though, Vern. Around this time, he was like the hot next star, and then I think
and then all of a
I
sudden
think
nothing.
this
Yeah.
movie though is what did it for him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well,
Like,
he had that great line, "Holy rusted metal, Batman." And Batman was like, "What?"
But
He
dude-
probably signed on to this thing going like, I'm going to be a superhero. And then
But this movie,
skyrocket.
like,
And
this
then-
movie and Batman Forever really got, like, critic-wise, got slammed. So that
Oh,
probably
yeah.
derailed his career quite a bit. Was those two movies?
They're like, hey, wait a minute, it's Robin? No, that's a pass. We don't even
Yeah.
want to see him.
Alicia Silverstone came out and said, like, after this movie, all she did was get like body shamed.
Really,
Yeah.
really. Yeah, I thought she looked great in the leather. I'll even to this day, I would still take her in all leather.
Mhm.
All right.
Preach,
So
brother, preach.
I do have a few more pictures I wanted to show just to get what you guys think of this.
It's not from your Only Vern page, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
so anyways, this they had a video, they were showing off the
Here we go,
the-
giving them free
the
promo.
Resvani, right? And so they were showing it. This is how the figures will fit in there.
Oh, so
with the seat.
figures actually fit in a vehicle, unlike McFarlane?
This is the Valaverse. I can't remember what they're calling it, but it's based on Resvani, which is an actual vehicle that that they licensed to make this like car or whatever.
Which I think,
And so-
I think the car
Ooh.
was in Extracted Part 2.
Yeah. So this is the
I like
actual
that.
Resvani tank, right? So the reason why I have this picture is because the doors open normally, the front and back doors, but on their version, the doors
Suicide?
So you could get the
Yeah,
figures in and out for.
a weird feature. And I'm sure that's what it is, but the doors come off, but there's no. I think it was so they didn't have to add another brace so you can eat
Yeah.
your figures in
The
more easily.
hinge. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's also because you I mean, you know how hard it is to get the figures in something. You need a big wide
Yeah,
open space for our giant sausage hands to get in there.
So they did the size comparison where they put the figure up next to the car, and you can see comes to about maybe where the lower portion. There's still about looks like if that's a 6-foot dude, there's the
It's
car
still off
stand
slightly. Yeah,
probably like 8 feet tall, so maybe another 2 feet.
yeah.
I understand why they had to do it because you need the height in the car, and then this is that show that's on Amazon with Chris Pratt. So
That's what I'm saying. That's the one that I was trying to tell you. Yeah, the Chris Pratt movie
Yeah, so
has the.
he
them
gets
in it.
out and you can see where his head's almost at the roof. But then you're going to say, oh, okay, so I'll get all kinds of people in the comments telling me later that he's standing on the curb, so the curb adds 2 feet to his height.
I don't know who's I don't know who's going by 2-foot curbs. My curbs are maybe 6 inches.
That's what people will say, John. I'm just trying to preemptively, avoid.
I think I had the wrong movie, by the way. I don't think it's Extraction because it is the one with Chris Pratt, but
it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
So this is a funny tank driving by some dude in the showroom. This dude's probably not 6 feet, but I can't say how tall he is. And you can see he's
only 4'9".
Right. He comes up a little bit higher, whatever.
I was going to say 5'10", but that's being generous. Here's
what I'm thinking about the height of this vehicle, right? Like, see, the floor is even with like the framing. I think if the floor was set down,
it is
quarter, down.
Realistically,
could have saved some of the height and made the scaling a little bit better. But
I get what you're saying.
This also looks like something I could 3D print.
This is off. This is push plastic, so they made molds or whatever. But then they showed it with the turret on top, which looks great. It does look really cool. The thing that's not realistic to me is if you had a vehicle where you had a turret on the top like that, could these guys really still sit in the back seat?
No, they wouldn't normally.
Right, because
you'd be in real life, you'd be standing on a platform that's there, and then only your upper half would be actually in the turret.
Up to the turret.
I agree with you, Dandy.
It looks like their turret has a guy like sitting in it, so it's a total separate thing.
Yeah, it's a total
standing
separate.
On the curb, 2 feet adds to his height. Yeah, see, look, he's standing on the curb, and 2 feet adds to his height. All right, 8-inch curb.
You guys know my feelings on this company.
I'm going to leave all that aside. I'm just talking about
they should be thankful that you're even covering this after what that company continues to do.
The terminal list. That's what it's called, John. The terminal list.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Pratt is in Tomorrow War, but that's from the terminal list. That's Dandy. They're saying that he's also in that Tomorrow War, but
he's also in Aliens Earth War, or I'm sorry, Tomorrow War. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tomorrow War is exactly the story of Aliens Earth War.
That's the pictures.
I think they wanted to do an Aliens movie, couldn't get the rights to do Aliens, so they went, we'll make up our own Aliens.
I get what they were trying to do, trying to make it all like decked out or whatever, but I think that they could have built the scaling a little bit better and tighter because Rizvani is a really tight, like SUV type vehicle, right? That's designed to be armored. I think they lost a little bit of that in the translation, but I mean,
there's what kind of price point they're talking about?
They're going to lose a lot more once Joe drops their actual version of the small Jeep, and we get the actual pictures of that and looks of them.
It's $185
because they're going to be offering that for what $80 for the Jeep when the Joe one comes out.
No, I think that Jeep's going to be like
100.
I bet it's going to be 100.
Well, we have our locked tiers for GI Joe though, so I mean we can already expect
that's going to fall outside of the scope. I think that's going to be outside, because it's going to be packaged different. It's not a small vehicle; it's a big vehicle. And if they throw in a rider, I think that they're going to have to add a second tier onto that.
Yeah, even though the Trouble Bubble was the same, it's about the same scale.
The best part is it's going to come out at a time where you can use buy $100 and get $25 off coupon at Target, and then you're basically going to be able to get it for like $75. Or like they did with the Breaker and Ram, the day that hit Target, the toys were like 50% off or something. So it was like $40, but it was like 20.
Yeah. That's why he sold out so quick. I don't have that Breaker. I never was able to get him because he was gone. Yeah. I have the Duke with the same bike, but you know what I mean. Just never got Breaker.
I did want to show it off because they did a live stream. I mean, I thought it looked all right. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't look like anything that I'm going to want just because.
Whoa. Here John goes.
I have to go boil my gun because it bent.
I'm not buying.
What?
I'm not buying nothing from that company.
Yeah, I understand.
Not give them a dime of my money.
I think that. What? Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say the cycle John's holding. I mean, that was my first Joe unbox with classifieds. Sold me on it just that bike alone.
Also, welcome to GI Joe Faramonch. If you're watching this, did you see that? I don't know if you guys are familiar with who he is. He's a rapper from New York. He's mainly a Marvel Legends collector, but now he's picking up Joes. He posted yesterday.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, is that a 3D print?
Yeah,
That's
my
cool.
friend Paul Baker made it.
Did
Nice.
he paint it himself and devalue it?
Paul made it and painted it. Yeah.
Did he devalue it by painting it himself?
He did devalue it by painting it himself. Yes.
Devalues your Zartan too by standing him next to something that's not.
Yeah, that's not a real. Yeah. No, but I mean, like he even painted like.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
That
The
looks
skis
cool.
with like skid mark metal like on it. Look
How
at
come
that.
he didn't make me one?
You know.
Like the weathering on there. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta do those. So but Lenny keeps teasing the weather dominator or whatever the dreadnought.
Okay.
You know, like their actual vehicle that converts.
Oh, the Thunder Machine.
Thunder Machine. That's what it is. And he was saying that they could do that at retail. So, like, I'm anticipating that at some point when we get more of the dreadnoughts. Hopefully, that would be awesome because they're the one thing like. I don't want to put them in Cobra, and I don't want to put them in Joe. I kind of want to give the dreadnoughts their own little
Like
thing.
their own shelf there. Yeah.
Because like they're kind of on the fence. They play both sides. You know what I mean? Like Zartan goes, who benefits him? So like,
They're mercenaries.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you'd have to do Monkey Wrench, and you'd have to do Zanzibar. Zanzibar with a skiff would be a real easy thing to do in 6-inch. That skiff is just
and
like
even his cousin.
chair.
You know, like we're getting a couple of them. We're getting Buzzer and Ripper in the next.
Yeah.
Whip. That'll be awesome.
And Torch, or wait, it's Buzzer, Ripper, and then Torch was pipelined.
Yeah,
then,
he was the other one, right? And then we got
Did they
Zorana.
do Xandar? Because they got Zorana, the sister, but not the brother, right?
Not the brother. Yeah, no, they haven't done him yet. And he's going to be a cool one with the green stripe and the skull bat or whatever you want to call it. That's going to be a fun one. I really got to give them the most credit. I think them cutting some of the other lines out of their production, like they got rid of they put the 3.75 stuff and the retro stuff on ice and are focusing just on classified. I think that's a big move on the brand, and I think that's going to help them realize that like they can pump out more stuff now. We don't have to wait till pretty much the whole year for GI Joe. You know what I mean? Like this happened last year where all the Joe stuff hit come fall time, and now we're seeing it again. We're about to get hit with all these Joe waves on top of all this other stuff. So it's I wish they could get their hand on those production dates being a little bit closer to like when the stuff's actually going to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So Dave's Dimension is really here today. He's been taking copious notes. He's rated each of you on your hosting abilities. No, I'm just kidding. All right. You know what I want to do? I want to do something new. This is a new thing that we're going to do probably regularly on the show.
Oh, you want to see all the shelves I did behind me? That's something new?
No. It's called, this segment is called, How Do You Pronounce the Comic Character? And we will each take a try at pronouncing this person.
But see now this is a tough one because if you spell his name correctly, that's part of the mystery of how to defeat the character is by saying his name right.
That's right. So how do you say his name?
Well, if you notice, Vern just scrolled up a little bit so nobody can see how it was pronounced on Wikipedia.
Well, they have
right there.
They have a couple of different pronunciations there.
Yeah, I remember.
John, how would you say it?
It's Mixplitlick or Pitlick. Mitzpitlick is how it is.
All right, Dave.
Well, it's Mix Yiz Pidalik.
Mixpitlick. Eric.
Yeah, what Dave said.
Come on, let's hear it.
Mixes Pedalic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say on the cartoon they do
Mixelplick.
often say Mitzelplick. On the
Mixelplick.
cartoon they say
Yeah.
Mitzelplick. Yeah.
Mixelplick. Yeah.
A fifth dimensional imp.
I don't know. I think that would be kind of fun. I was thinking about it the other day, and I just didn't put something together. I was going to put it in a slideshow with like the word, and I think I'm going to start doing that, like looking for some character that's got some like.
You know what you really need to do?
Like, how do you
Imagination.
pronounce the word?
You got to put up Batman. See how many
Like
people
Batman?
get that wrong. Oh,
Batman?
half the people will get it wrong.
That you can't pronounce Batman?
Yeah, you watch.
How will they pronounce it?
Oh, like Biddleman, Petite.
Nobody on here
Did
would
I
get
miss?
it wrong.
Did I miss something?
Nem tab. They'll be like, oh, that's Nem tab.
You know, I'll tell you the reason why I started thinking about it was spaghettification.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been hung up on that for like since the Loki episode came out.
I thought it was the most hilarious thing. That it's not a spoiler, but like there's a warning sign on the floor, and if you don't read it, you'll just go, "Oh, it's like warning, it's like danger, right?" But it says spaghettification increases by 7,000% in the writing, and
Well, that's what happened in Ant-Man, the big giant man, spaghettified, and then same thing with Reed Richards in Multiverse, he's spaghettified. So it's like it's already established.
If you fall into a black hole, you'll become spaghettified.
It just was funny that it was written there.
Mm.
It was funny to me.
What's really
what
bad
happened to our roving reporter? He just dropped out.
What's really bad is when you
Stop roving.
when you become bake zetified, that's when it's really bad.
What is that, John?
You melt.
That's when you turn into round little noodles that stretch.
Yeah. And somebody lays some cheese and sauce over
the.
I hope you guys are happy because with you saying spaghettified, I have the Disturbed song "Stupefy" in my head. But I'm hearing spaghettified.
We could redo that song. We could do
there
that.
you go.
No.
There you go.
And they spaghettify and he turn into a noodle. Yeah.
Eric on lead vocals since he wants to be a part of it so much.
Nope.
Connor, Jonathan's telling Connor that he missed ways admitting that Ahsoka really did it.
Oh no, I did. No, I did not. Jono is going to buy the Ahsoka figures. I'm going to send him a Sabine because it's his favorite character.
I actually like Sabine a lot.
I did too.
What do you got there, Eric? What do you got?
Sabine. You got it right there, yeah.
Sabine?
Yep.
Is that the new one? Is it out already?
Yeah. They came out. They came out. Yeah.
I need to find something with a review.
I've had mine for 2 months.
Oh, I saw them.
How much was it? $36.99?
No, regular price for her. They just came out. I got the.
Well,
I got the.
Black Series is
color
heroes going for like $28.
Does she have 2 holsters?
Yeah.
Okay. I only have this one.
Yeah, this one's a huge upgrade. It's not the same body. I originally thought it was on a Bo-Katan body, but it's not. It's actually a totally new mold.
It's a really good head sculpt, like really good.
Yeah, and it poses really, really well. It's got butterfly joints on it that are hidden under the armor, so like you can actually pose her holding the saber. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty good.
We're talking about an Ahsoka series toy.
There's a monster behind Eric. Coming down the stairs. Oh, it went back up. It went back up.
With my dogs.
It might have been a wolf.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the rest of those, and hopefully we'll get some more figures announced from it because they definitely have some cool ones that they could do.
Cool. So, Dave, you're streaming later?
I'm going to be hopping on Dude's stream later on. Yep.
Yeah, I am too.
It'll be the third stream I'm on just today.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, me too. When was that again?
I think actually all of us
Eastern.
are on with Dude. I think literally we're going from your stream
I wasn't invited.
You're invited.
No, I wasn't.
Well, I don't think you're in that separate Twitter group chat.
Yeah, because I'm not invited.
Bring it.
Just like
you
the Ahsoka show, and you somehow showed up. You worked your way in anyway.
No, I was invited to that. I was actually added and invited a few weeks ago, but the dude has never invited me onto a stream.
No,
Nope.
even though you guys used to do a show together, that's not inviting you on the stream.
No. That was
he would
programmed by
let him
somebody
on.
else.
He's just causing controversy. He would let him on.
I know. Vern is very controversial. Very controversial.
I suggest that everybody tune into that stream later because I'm going to be in the chat asking questions about why I wasn't invited.
I'm just gonna
Lost
heck
in the mail.
the resident heckler.
Yeah.
What,
Now you know why I'm not invited, right? I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh, we're talking about freaking Ahsoka again. I've talked to this. Oh, and he's opening up some baby gifts. Okay. Oh, sorry, that says B-Day gifts, not baby.
Get out.
Getting your hair ahead of yourself there, John.
I know, right?
All right. All
I
right.
will never ever have a baby. No way.
I have
Sorry.
cats. That's enough.
I was not built for a family. I can't even live with somebody else for that long.
I'm with you, John. That's why I live alone.
Basically.
So what's everybody got coming up this week? Anything fun? I got a stack of crap in front of me here that I have to film reviews for.
I got Grunt for $11.99 because I showed them that it was on sale and they sold it to me.
I have not been able to find him anywhere. I've been looking for him, and
I told them that because the person remembered that I was there the week before when it was on sale, and when I came back, they were not on sale. I told them, I said, "Remember when I was here and you went in the back and supposedly couldn't find them?" He goes, "Yeah, they weren't somewhere. They had them somewhere else." And then they sold it for $11.99. They price matched it.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been able to find him anywhere. I was looking to grab him up in the Target deal. I got Firefly from the Target deal. He's pretty awesome.
I'm hoping to find those, on my trip down to New York City, because we're gonna stop in like Syracuse and a few spots for like Ollie's and Targets on the way. So
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, John's
loaded those.
Did that come from Amazon?
I don't remember. I ordered from so many places.
I just got to notice that Firefly is coming tomorrow.
Yeah,
he's in here somewhere. Firefly's
he's
here.
cool.
And I'm like, darn it, I didn't cancel that because I already got him.
Oh, Lowlight's here.
My only issue with Firefly is my torso was super loose. Like I could hold the figure in my hand and his whole upper body like rocks back and forth. Did you have that issue with him at all?
My Firefly?
I didn't open them yet.
You watched my video, I shook them.
Yeah, that's how mine is too.
This is what I have to open, okay? There's a whole box here.
Of Joe's.
Stacked on there, and look at this pile.
Wow, yeah.
I call foul on that. I think you boxed them up to move them to your mom's house.
They're all going in these shelves. No, I just haven't opened them yet because I knew I was
already opened them once.
I got a clone army over here.
I knew I was moving this stuff, so I haven't opened them.
This is financial irresponsibility, people.
Same with look at all the Black Series I've got to open.
So I had to get a couple of these and take advantage of that deal.
Good.
Now, John, are those the Target move cases?
These are the new ones.
No, these are actually off Amazon for they were like $48 each.
Okay.
And
are
they were
72-inch high?
Yep, 72 inches high, free delivery right to the house.
Because the ones I have are they're $35 Target ones.
Yeah, they're
just
good.
assemble them.
I bought two of the Walmart ones, which are the same dimensions as the Target ones, and I have them out front, and they work good for my books and stuff like that. But I like the ones, John.
Nice.
They're big, yeah, 72.
Galactus. Yeah, I got a bunch of Joes, but nothing compared to what John has in his backlog there. Jeez.
Yeah, I had to cut back on Joe's. I'm only going main characters. I'm not doing troops and different color schemes and stuff. Like one of each character, only if I like had some sort of attachment to them. I built new shelves on the wall and put the Joes on that with the retros over the top because I finally was able to complete them.
That's what I have to sort. I've got 2 boxes that are this deep
It's stressed me
of
out.
Black Series that I got to sort to
I mean,
put on those
you
shelves.
can kind of see I have like a little section of Joe's behind my head there, and I got these, and then I got some more coming.
Nice.
I'm just doing for Joe's. I just have the like Crimson Troopers and some of the main Cobra named villains and
the Python Crimson Guard.
Did you pick up the Crimson set? Because that's shipping this week.
Yeah, I got that, but I also got the
and Chuckles is shipping too this week.
I pass on that just because I'm going like villains and some of the just ninjas that I think look cool.
Yeah. And I also believe something else is shipping out too. I think GIJOE is shipping out soon.
I already got my GIJOE.
Shouldn't that have already come from like Shop Disney? Because I thought that they were.
I got mine from Shop Disney because I got it on discount when they went up for pre-order initially.
You had that coupon with Shop Disney.
That they disabled the ability to use discounts on it afterward though.
It was like an open window for like the first hour, and then they realized their mistake. Yeah, that's how I was able to get the holocrons and stuff from Shop Disney. Yeah. It was the same way.
So I got that, but I saw a notification. I think I got charged for the green, pink, and red Ranger.
Did you from Pulse already? Yeah. Wow. Okay, because I have them from Amazon, so to complete that, and then I'm done. I'm done with Rangers after that. Yeah. I'm just doing the main.
I just have the mains, and that's the main from MM.
That's what I'm going for right now. Is the remastered. I have yellow and blue, and I just want to complete the remastered set. And I'm curious to see if they'll do a white one.
I wish they would, but I don't get the impression that they're doing anything more with that.
And I missed out on the Master Morpher, but well. You know,
it's still up, I believe. Dave, it's still up on Pulse. What they keep doing with the Pulse exclusives, they put them up. And this is probably pisses Vern off because he's not a fan of this. They sell out of the Pulse exclusives and then they put them back up for a later date. So they've been doing like multiple waves of the Pulse exclusives. Pretty much
hold on. You gotta name them correctly.
Okay,
it's
not
an
exclusive
figure to the Hasbro Pulse. It's fine. They can put it up whenever they want.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to call it Hasbro Pulse Con exclusive, then it should be exclusive to Hasbro Pulse Con. And if you're going to keep re-releasing it, then stop calling it what it's not.
Yeah, just keep an eye on it, Dave, because they have been popping back in and popping back.
My other hope is a vendor at New York City Comic Con, possibly.
Sorry, G-Force. That was the day when I wasn't going to a movie, so I didn't shower.
Did you pick up that Omega Rangers pack, Dave, or no? You passed on that one?
I passed on it because I really haven't read the Boom comics at all.
Okay.
But
I wanted to pick that setup to go with like the remastered ones, but I was like, man, I couldn't. I had the Crimson pack, Star Killer, and not Dusty, Chuckles. So I was like, I'm good right now.
You went in on Chuckles. I passed on. I'm like, no.
I had to get
couldn't.
When's that guy gonna ship? Because
so cool. He's shipping now.
I got Shipwreck, so I'm happy.
Yesterday or 2 days ago.
I got Shipwreck. I got regular Dusty, and I got a few others that I have to unbox. So I'm happy with those right now.
Awesome. He's been one of the cool ones from this year, and Torpedo is probably like my next favorite.
Well, I also have an extra Fortnite boat. Cool. So I got from Ollie, so I have an extra one. I want to customize that.
Yeah, I got 2 of them on my Joe shelf.
I actually have. I actually had 2 boats. One I did a test customizing on. I'm trying to do it Ghostbuster style.
Yeah,
do like a white and red paint scheme as a test, so I know how to do the GI Joe one. But that's gonna be a Shipwreck.
Has been working on his too. He's been showing progress on his channel and Instagram. His progress of painting up the boats.
Nice.
He did.
That would make a great Dreadnought boat.
Who's showing that?
They look great. G-Force. He's been painting up his.
How does he have time? He's supposed to be making a sewer diorama.
In between lawns.
Did you guys see the Jabba's Palace dio that I did for TVC?
No, I saw the one picture you posted. As, like,
that's all. That was it. Yeah, that was it.
That looks
Are you gonna
good.
post a video?
No, I don't have a video. It's just the one picture I sent.
He's busting your balls about your channel, like actually putting a video up on your channel.
Yeah.
One
That
video? Just one?
That requires effort.
Ah.
Eric just likes being on YouTube. That's it. He just likes coming on and talking.
Yeah.
No, it looks cool. Like I said, I was unaware of the size of it. So like now I'm contemplating picking one up and picking up the add-on kit, and boom, Boba display with the or Jabba display with them on it. I was very unaware that it was that scaled that high of what's it.
So wait, Blue Harvest says when he gets 20 more subs, he's going to give away a graded Star Wars figure. Does that mean he's going to get a Star Wars figure and a Sharpie and give it a grade and write on it?
Yeah, he's going to put A+. Yeah.
Well, maybe he gets a B.
Well,
Now that it's going to have writing on it.
I mean, if he's going to give it away, you might as well put an A+ on it.
Yeah, I was expecting to see. Were you able to check out the live stream for them, Vern, to see the store? Or did that not air yet?
It seemed like it was really weird because I went to Ramon's channel. He did something, and then it looked like it was testing the internet or something.
Okay.
And it didn't really do very much. But he did have a separate camera set up for it. But I never saw an actual stream, so I don't know if he did it on somebody else's channel or what happened there.
Yeah, because I just saw the post on Instagram, and that was it. Of like the
I don't think. Now we are talking. I am talking to him and about him coming on the Toy Duo.
That would be fun. Yeah, so we can actually get a look at that and talk about it, because it looks like an awesome set. It's a great idea. It's just it comes down to price.
I would just really like to talk about the whole process of designing to manufacturing of action figures. I think that conversation would be really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything they want to plug for the week?
I just got a bunch of reviews coming on the channel. So we got some Marvel Legends, some Star Wars, and a G.I. Joe or two, something like that. So
Duo, John?
It was my plan all day to go live and show you guys as I set up these displays.
He's been working all day.
There's been live streams all freaking day, and now I was I'll go live after this show, and then it's like, oh well, we're going on Dude's channel after. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I won't go live because we're gonna go on Dude's channel soon.
There's one tomorrow.
We sign off and we got an early dinner.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate, I wasn't invited, but no hard feelings.
Oh my God, you're invited. You know you are.
So maybe tomorrow, you guys will see some live stream of setting up whatever I'm on. I'll probably be on GI Joe tomorrow because I bet later tonight I'll get the X-Men stuff done, which is going to go. I think it's going to be X-Men Heroes, X-Men Villains, and then Deadpool, because there's 8 Deadpools, and I have 10 Wolverines. So those set things will go down here.
So how did you decide where you did you split your whole collection and just go all right, Joe's are going here, this place, this and this are going this location, and then this stuff's staying here? Or did you kind of split it down the middle and take some, and you know what I mean? Or is it broken up by category?
What?
So
Dave,
I just went Marvel's. I went Marvel's going to be these 2 shelves.
No, what I mean is
here,
when you took your collection to your mom's, did you select things such as
it's all modern. 6 inches.
He left all his retro stuff at his other place.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Did you have a rhyme or reason to what you
modern retro?
All vintage is at the condo, all modern. I would say the last 10, 15 years is
that condo number dos.
So this will be Masters of the Universe Origins. This will be Jurassic Park. This will be all the Transformers from the new Transformers. But my vintage Transformers will be there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, that's what I was wondering.
So the condo. See, here's the reasoning. Okay, the condo has armed guards. They have guns. There's only 2 ways in, and you have to have a badge and your car has to be stickered in order to get in there.
Your condo's in a prison?
Unless I call down and tell them that I'm going to meet a guest at a certain time, or that's why it's a pain in the ass to get pizza delivered. We don't get deliveries.
Now we're talking about pizza?
Because they stop.
It sounds
at the
like
gate.
a federal office building. Jeez.
They stop at the gate and they're like, "Well, if you saw what was 5 minutes down the road, I have literally seen guys walking around with that big ass machine gun from Rambo with the freaking cord that comes into it.
All right,
all
right. You're exaggerating now.
No way, I have.
Forget
he
it.
has a sign. He has a sign on his back saying "gun rights for everyone."
All right, Dave's Dimensions. You have anything coming up this week?
Yes, I do.
Stop talking now.
The corner store down the way.
He is not talking about his collection anymore. He's talking about
every week
going down to the corner store and getting like
shot.
a pizza.
Going to the corner store, getting a slice of pizza and pop.
They get shot just about every week at that corner store, and then almost any
shot
given
all over
weekend
the
night.
place.
Sounds like my neighborhood growing up.
On almost any given weekend night, I'll do it the next weekend when I'm at the house or at the condo. I'll step outside with my phone, go on a live stream, and I'll just hold it up, and you will hear gunshots.
3 hours later.
Every weekend.
Dave, what do you got coming up this week?
Well, actually, Monday is a day off for me, holiday, since I work for the government now, and so I'm going to be doing a live stream on Massive Unbox of what I have behind me on Monday afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern, with Colin of EC Collecting. So we're both going to be purging our backstock. So
nice,
cool.
Should be a fun hangout. And of course, Wednesday nights, Outer Dimensions podcast. Join me and Dre as we review some Halloween movies for the next few weeks. 7 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. So join us. And we're also posting those on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts.
Nice.
Cool.
So the bottom line is no one's getting in the condo. So that's where the vintage
the
house. I tell you, I almost expect the house to be broken into and someone's going to take all this shit.
What do I have going on? I don't know. It depends on how long John keeps going.
No, I muted him.
No, I just have a pile of stuff to unbox and set up.
Yeah, that's what I got to do as soon as I get out.
Get a video. We're gonna get a video midweek of that whole setup.
Not a chance. In all seriousness, though, at some point I'll probably do some kind of
video of your collection,
room tour type thing. But yeah,
because I like the way. I don't know how many people have seen the way Eric's got his display set up, but it's really cool. He's got a great lightsaber collection displayed, and now you got the
It's way better than mine. Mine's so messy. Waze is pretty good setup. Dave's.
I'm still pulling mine apart every week. I feel like I'm moving stuff around. Still, I'm still not like 100% happy with it. So like, I'm happy with the Black Series being in the closet, and then the Joes now. But now I'm working on this stuff. As you can see, like this shelf behind me is totally empty and moving stuff around.
It's like a different shelf you have behind you.
Yeah. I took the big Calyx that was behind me and put it in the closet. I took the doors off the closet, so now. That's over there, and then I got the Joes on the wall over there too.
This man wants to know why John has an empty shelf. I wasn't going to put it up because I know it's going to be a 10-minute conversation about why the pizza guy can't get into his mouth.
This is all the invisible figures. The invisible woman's right here, and there's the invisible man, and you just can't see them. He just can't see them. They're all invisible.
I have one question for Waze. Do you have your Wawa coffee with you?
I do.
Okay, just check.
That's a constant. This keeps me fueled every day.
John wants the stream to keep going so that he doesn't have to get to doing a stream and setting up. I'd rather leave them all in the box.
Flows into the next one.
Eric's like, can this be over yet?
Yeah, I'm about this.
Hungry.
I'm about this. No. I just need to go to the bathroom. I'm about this.
Catheter.
I'm about this close to being like from the kids in South Park in the Make Love Not Warcraft episode. Man, Batman!
Dave was like, what did I sign up for here?
Packets, man.
Yeah, this is the first stream I've made it through in a couple weeks.
It's
So
true. Your phone did not die.
it will. Watch, it'll
Your
die
phone
as
did
soon as we
not
go on with dude.
die halfway
As
through.
soon as-
Yeah.
As soon as we go on with dude, because I literally I woke up and I just left it on the charger. I didn't really touch it this morning. I literally just left it because I was like, I'm just gonna
You
jump on with
touched
work.
it. We all know you touched it.
I want this thing. I want this thing on full charge. So
All right.
I gotta get a new phone. I'll buy a new one soon, hopefully before Christmas.
I want to thank everybody who dropped into the chat and
Yeah,
commented.
thank you, everybody. It was fun. It was fun chat.
Yeah, it's fun. And we'll see you guys next week on
Yeah.
whatever the toy show is called by then.
Toy team.
All right.
Big Fighters. There you go. Like Foo Fighters. There you go.
Collectors United near toys.
Give me that.
Let's go.